Would you ever tell your child that they were a surrogate? Because my mom would always say, I gave birth to you. That's what she would always say.
For the drama, I would still say that. I'd be like, I ruined my body for you. All right.
Okay.
Do you know how to open wine?
No. I think this is...
How often do you have wine?
Not often.
There we go.
Typically, I'll drink wine.
That's good.
Thank you. May I pour you a glass?
Oh, yeah, but you have to hold it up to the mic. It's a whole thing.
Oh, okay, got it. So this is teach me how to do it.
Perfect.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
they love that part.
Okay, hold on. My turn?
Yeah. Yours kind of sound like pee.
Yeah, it does sound like pee. Well, cheers.
Cheers. Wait, we're supposed to say what kind it is?
Oh.
You can say that.
It's a... I don't know if I want to say that.
Honig.
Honig Vineyard and Winery. It's a 2020 Sauvignon Blanc.
For our family, sustainability is nothing new. I can't believe you just took a sip without me. When our grandfather bought our Rutherford vineyard in 1964, he wanted a place where his family could thrive for generations.
You have time.
Sour.
No, I actually like it a lot.
He likes it.
I like it a lot. I'm not that big of a wine drinker, but this is
Imagine
actually
your grandpa
quite pleasant.
buying you a vineyard.
I mean,
That's crazy. It said 75% Napa County and 25% Lake County, and I thought it was saying 75% alcohol content. I was like, well, we gotta stop.
We get messed up. This would be the sloppiest wine about it.
It's 13%.
I'm a lightweight though, so I feel like I could get sloppy anyways.
You didn't last time. We're always looking for ways to improve our sustainable practices, from creating wildlife habit to installing a solar energy system. Wildlife habit, that's cool. As members of the global community, we work hard. They don't say anything about the taste. Usually, we see if it says anything about the taste, and then we taste it.
So,
welcome to Wine About It.
Thank you. Yeah, welcome to Wine About It, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
Do you cheers wine glasses? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have and Swift is joining us. Swift, when I came here, Swift was very against me.
Yeah, he doesn't bark at anybody ever, usually.
Yeah, he realized that I don't know what he has against me, but now we're best of friends. Yeah. He got over it. Oh, maybe not.
No, it's just because I rubbed his butt.
Okay, he doesn't like his butt touched. Neither do I, Swift. Yeah. Neither do I.
He's perfect.
Well, it's so good to be here on Wine About It.
Yeah.
We are filming 2 podcasts today.
I just showered. I'm not beating the damp allegations.
No, you definitely aren't. But
I do, but at least I shower.
But on tonight's podcast,
I'll be dry.
You'll be dry.
By fear and.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I think you look great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just got my face lasered today.
Really?
Yeah, you've probably never noticed. Maybe you have noticed. You can tell me. I have broken capillaries all over my face.
I've always wondered when you were going to take care of that.
Yeah. And I have like rosacea. And I went to a dermatologist and I was like, she needs help. She's not from LA. What do the LA girlies do? And she's like, well, first, your rosacea, let's address that with a baby laser. And I was like, baby laser? She was like, oh, we could do a whole treatment, but then you're going to be out for 7 days.
Can't do it.
In pain. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I can't do it.
What kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was like, let's start with baby laser, and it gets rid of the broken capillaries. And it did like temporarily, because you get it done and then you wait 4 weeks, you go get it done again. You have to get it done 4 times. So this is my 2nd time. And they kind of went away, but then they came back. But she did it today and she's like, okay, I'm turning it up a little bit. And oh my God, it hurt like hell.
Yeah.
My face was super swollen. It's gone down now. I took a cold shower. But
it looks, I wouldn't even know that you had a treatment done today.
Well, I did put a little bit of, I don't wear much makeup because it's just
you're
a
a
lot
natural
of work.
beauty?
No, because I'm lazy. Like, that's a genuine thing. I'm just lazy.
And if you have like skin irritation.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Yeah, then it's going to make it worse.
But I have these green toner drops that I use. And so I just put those on and then just mascara. But
see, I've actually had a lot of painful procedures done.
Really?
I've tried a lot of
really?
throughout
like what?
Well, the most painful one, this is the dumbest thing and people are going to flame me for it.
It's okay.
I felt like I was a little, like I had some extra fat here.
Did you get lipo?
No, I didn't do lipo. I did
because I heard lipo is
it's
painful.
I did this thing where they freeze your fat.
Oh,
I forget what it is, but
yeah, I know what that is. My sister-in-law got it.
yeah, but they freeze your fat, and
Yeah.
the idea is that they freeze your fat and then it dies and then you digest it slowly. Turns out exercising is probably the quickest way to get rid of that. Yeah.
It didn't work?
Fat. Well,
wait, actually, I thought it kind of worked.
I mean, I don't really know, to be honest, because I just started exercising a little bit more. I've never been fat, but I did go through a phase where like during COVID, I gained weight kind of intentionally to try to put on some muscle. But I look back at photos of myself and I'm like, wow, my face was like...
Oh, really?
And nobody probably perceives that, but I perceive that as like, oh my God, my face is a little big, you know? And so it was during that time when I was like, I'm trying to like just get rid... I was trying to accelerate like the loss.
Yeah.
And it was the most painful... It was what I would presume is like giving birth.
That feels like a bit of an exaggeration. Yeah. But no, for sure.
I mean, I don't know what it's like to give birth.
Yeah, no, I don't think... Did I spell, or was that my own hair?
No.
I don't think it's chill. I think it hurts. I think it might hurt a little more. It's like supposed to be the worst thing ever.
Childbirth?
Yeah.
Are you going to deliver a child?
If I have a kid, it will be through a surrogate. I stand by that.
And you want your own child, right? Like you want it to be your blood, or do you want it to be to adopt?
I don't know if I care about that. But I do always say, shop, don't adopt. So if I do need a child, I will find the finest specimen and harvest it from them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So wait, you'll find like, hold on.
So I will take applications and I will find someone who, I guess, this is assuming Ludwig is dead and we can't use his sperm. But we can use my eggs, we can put it in the doodad and then shove it up somebody else who will be paid handsomely.
Yes.
Of course. I would take care of my surrogate.
Of course.
I would not hang out with her because I would feel weird about it.
Yeah,
it would feel
strange.
like kind of transactional.
Yeah.
Or I would like to keep it transactional.
Yeah.
I don't want to get attached to the surrogate and then I have to bring her to birthdays and I'm like, oh, that's the person that you were actually in, but you're still mine because DNA. It get complicated.
Would you ever tell your child that they were a surrogate? Because my mom would always say, I gave birth to you. That's what she would always say. So if you were ever to say that,
for the drama, I would still say that. I'd be like, I ruined my body for you.
That's what I'm saying. Like you lose a lot of leverage when you...
I just lie to my kids. They're stupid as hell.
Good. I think you should, because that's like, I gave birth to you. I wrecked my body for you. Like, this is what you do to repay me. That's a lot of leverage that you're losing, because then the kid could be like, no, you didn't. You actually paid somebody to do it.
Yeah.
Pussy.
Yeah. I won't tell him. I'll never tell him. But I think I would find someone that looks like a prince. And then he would have to be 7 feet tall. So my kid would be good at basketball.
Who in our industry closest would be, of all the people that we know in our industry, who
no
would
one
be
is talented. That's our problem.
That's true. I would say that the best like option for like size, looks would probably be, let's say if Ludwig's dead.
Ludwig's dead.
We're assuming he's dead.
May he rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Ludwig. He died in a tragic...
You're going to say Hassan, aren't you? I don't want his specimen.
I was going to say
my
Hassan.
kid would be stupid as hell. Just because he's tall.
It doesn't mean...
I need him to be smart.
I think Hassan would be a great choice. Like if I were to have a surrogate.
That's not how it works if you have sperm.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, wait, so I don't need another.
You would need a female. You'd need an egg.
Oh,
but
okay.
Ideally, your sister. I'm saying, wait, that doesn't work.
I do have a sister. My sister, technically a half sibling.
I know, but I just realized, usually with men.
That's incest.
Yeah, that'd be incest. Yeah. Unless you took that'd be the closest.
Unless your partner's
sperm and inject that into your sister.
I need to talk to my sister.
Would your sister charge you for that?
I don't know, but she wouldn't need to give birth, but I should ask her to say, hey.
You want her egg for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, hey.
It's closest DNA.
I'll be honest, like I may actually have her give me an egg.
She should. Well, she doesn't have to.
I should call her.
I feel like she wouldn't like being put on the spot.
How much is that? I'm actually serious about this.
Donating eggs. I know someone who did it. They got paid $10,000 to donate eggs.
Okay, I don't know if she'd charge me, but
It's ouchy, I think.
Does it hurt?
I don't know, because I've thought about freezing my eggs because I don't want a baby right now.
My sister's also 40. Does that change anything?
She should still have eggs. Does she have any kids?
Yeah, she's got 3 kids.
Oh, has she had a hysterectomy?
No, not yet. I should get it before she does.
Yeah. Or 2 for 1. They take out, they scoop out the
that'd
stuff,
be nice because...
And then they scoop out the eggs and then bingo bongo.
Yeah, perfect.
That's probably how it works.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. But my sister, technically we're half siblings.
Oh, crap.
But that's okay.
Yeah, but now it's not as close.
It's like a quarter.
It's still better.
It's still like
but
we're
I guess
unrelated.
ideally you need to find a twink that has a twin sister. That's the closest DNA.
That would be badass.
That would be cool.
I have a twink. Well, I can't talk about it. Never mind.
You have a twink that has a twin brother? That doesn't help you. I have a twink that's triplet. Actually, have you seen those twink triplets on TikTok?
I've seen, yeah.
I don't know how old they are.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But I've watched one recently and I was like, oh, they're funny.
I'm surprised that hasn't really come across my For You page.
Really?
Yeah, I'm on Twink Talk a lot.
I don't know if they're your type because they don't have any muscles.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Maybe they do have muscles. I've never seen them with their shirts off.
I do like.
Sorry, controversial.
I do like twinks. Oh, hey, Swift. Smell that? That's Victor Wolf Spice Bomb.
Is he stinky?
No.
Is he stinky? No, he's not stinky. So cute. His eyes are starting to get foggy and it's really stressing me out. His breath is really bad. I'm sorry. Oh, you really went for a sniff. Yeah.
Kind of smells like the penguin exhibit at the zoo.
It is potent. He has bad breath.
It's not terrible though. Yeah, a lot of people say I've always said I like twinks, but really I like kind of muscular.
Yeah.
Not muscle, but
lean
muscle.
You like
lean muscle.
Like skinny packs. Like when someone has a 6-pack because they're skinny.
Yeah, but they're skinny, yeah.
Yeah.
Skinny muscle.
You're on eating disorder TikTok.
I actually recently had a cheat meal.
You have an eating disorder.
No, and I Googled is it okay to have a cheat meal? And the top result was the
eating disorder hotline?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, you might not have an eating disorder, but you definitely have an unhealthy relationship with food.
I think that you don't know me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think I eat
You get sad sometimes though.
I do. I do get sad.
After you eat, that's bad.
No. I think sometimes I get sad, but it's only when I'm really committed.
Have eaten that stupid waffle.
Yeah, did I do that when I ate the waffle?
Yeah, you're kind of like, I shouldn't eat this, and then you ate it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
I might be gaslighting you.
Right now, I'm in a very serious, I'm really trying to get super lean sort of thing. Yeah, I've got some mental illness, I think.
Yeah,
some body dysmorphia.
You don't go to therapy, do you?
No.
Me neither right now.
Does it help? You had a therapist that didn't work out very well.
Yeah, I don't know. It helps. I mean, therapy helps. You just have to find the right fit for you, and it's really hard. It's worse than dating. But
it's worse than dating.
Yeah.
I found dating has been pretty easy.
Well, that's because you're not ugly.
Oh, you're not.
And you have a good personality.
A lot of people don't think so.
Well, that's because they only see who you are online. You're actually way more enjoyable offline.
Go ahead. It's okay.
No, I'm saying you.
This is actually a compliment. Just keep going. Just keep going.
It doesn't sound like it.
No,
it's because, people can only see a window into what we show them, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously it's funnier if you're a dramatic bitch all the time. It's funnier if I'm a bitch all the time. And that is what's entertaining. And so you only get to see this much of a person. And then in real life, everyone's better. Everybody's better.
Yeah, for the most part.
Even I am,
Yeah, you're better in person.
For the most part.
I don't think you're insufferable online either.
No, but people think I'm a bitch online. People really tear me apart all the time online and think I'm a bitch.
See,
and I'm like,
but that's also.
And I'm actually really chill.
It's also kind of misogyny.
Except for a few times, but I'm usually pretty chill.
I think there's always shreds of truth that come out of our online personality, which is why we become insecure about it. Is because we have our moments.
Yeah, but I'm not even a bitch. I just want things a certain way.
I'm not saying you're a bitch. People calling you a bitch is it's just misogyny.
It's misogyny.
But I struggle with this too, and where people like think like, oh, he's awful, he's insufferable to be around. He's just like, you know, I read a lot of these comments, and towards the end of last year, I was like, became obsessed with like, I need a.
You have gotten better at not reading comments.
Yeah, well, I've kind of relapsed the last few days, but
have you?
I really was desperate to find a venue that I could sort of communicate to an audience in a more organic way, where I kind of like had I was turned down a little bit.
1 second, I broke my mic.
So I became obsessed with like, I need an organic venue to like
show people who I am.
And so people like don't think that this is all I am. But when the camera comes on, cutie, I just cannot help myself.
Well, I
can't help it. I enjoy making people laugh too much. I enjoy the spectacle too much. And so like In the Tub with AustinShow was actually the vehicle that I wanted. It was
That's funny.
It was supposed to be kind of like me in a tub with a glass of wine, almost like Wine About It, except a bathtub. And it was supposed to be like this show that was like super intimate and one-on-one with my audience, where I could like talk and kind of take
the... Yeah, but it's too kooky.
I know, but that's what it became.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be kooky.
Yeah.
But it became kooky because that's all that I like. I can't help but hit that note.
Well, my thing is like there's a reason that like, okay, Seinfeld, one of the most watched sitcoms of all time, that is a show about normal people being normal people, right? But they're still characters.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we like as humans, we like to watch something that's different and interesting. It's why I struggled on your show for so long.
Yeah.
Because I'd go on your show and I'd be this character. And if you want to know where I got that character, I got it from years of watching The Bachelorette and being like, you know who gets the most attention is the mean one. So I'm just going to do that. And so I would do that. But then I'd go back to my stream and people would be like, dance, monkey, dance. And I'm like, there's no one to be mean to.
Yeah.
There's no one to roast right now.
Yeah.
Like, and so I had to slowly like figure out how to dial in something that's like actually a version of me that's still entertaining without just being crazy.
I'm going to have to figure it out, I think, as time goes on, because I don't.
You don't do a lot of solo stuff, so it's hard.
No, it's hard. So all the times people see me, and of course the clips that do really well are the ones me doing crazy, right? Being crazy, like me having, like if I were to put this out as a clip, it would flop.
Yeah, no one wants to know your feelings.
And like I came to like I was actually in the car when I was coming over here. I was like, people don't want to see me like that. Even the people that hate me don't want to believe that I could be a normal person, or
right.
like, you know.
And also, people they don't care. Like this is the thing that one of my biggest regrets ever in my career, and there's quite a fit. There's I could list off 10 right now if I wanted to, but one of my biggest regrets was after the deep fake thing, going live and crying. I did it out of pure retaliation to the amount of people being like, who fucking cares, right? And I wanted to show them like, I fucking care. Like I am, and I the problem is I think my community sees me as a human, but that's only a few thousand people. But there's extra thousands of people that don't see me as a human, and they see me as this like wackadoodle-doo that's going live and being like, leave Brittany alone, right?
Yeah.
And you just become this caricature instead of a human with emotions that was just like, hey, I'm trying to give you a face to this thing because my face is being used against my will. So here is my face now in reaction to it being used against his will. But you know what that did? I got turned into like a meme. Just raw human emotion just gets thrown against you. So it's like you can't do it.
Yeah, the farther you get away from your centralized community, the more you try to reach people and try to tell them, no, I'm normal, no, this affects me, whatever. It's almost like the worst it gets.
Yeah, because every human, from the second you're born, you want to be understood. And as soon as you're online, you'll never be understood.
And you want to be loved too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I do what I do. I like when I make a joke, like for example, I just put out a clip on YouTube where like I was like, the only thing that we do on Fear and the only reason we're successful is because we're sexy, we're hot, we sell sex, like. And
which is clearly a joke.
Which is clearly, I did it as a joke.
We also like we're
definitely, it's not a sexual podcast. Like we're just, but that's like the thing. And like, I was like, like this, the only reason we have anything is because we're attractive, right? And people were just ripping in the comments like, wow, you're so humble. You're so, and like people just like, and then like, oh,
because it got outside of your circle that gets it.
Not attractive, his personality's insufferable and just like shit like that. And I'm like, oh my God, like every time I make a comment or I do a bit, like that was a premeditated thought and bit. Every time I do that and I hear somebody like, I'm like, I do that with the intention to make people laugh.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to do.
It's so interesting. Like, I think even like, this is another place where I learned it was Point Crow did a roast. Mm-hmm. I'm great at roasts. I go and I do my thing. I do my thing. I say my jokes. I do it. And his audience, whom loves me, like I know his audience likes me, they were offended by my jokes because they didn't get my sense of humor.
Really?
Yeah. I saw as I was giving jokes, they were like, she's going too far.
Like in the audience?
No, in the chat.
Oh,
and it was just so interesting.
Were you reading the chat while you're doing your monologue?
No, I went back and watched it because, interesting, I don't know if you know this. I have a complex because of slime.
Why? Oh, because he said that you're not funny.
Yeah. Slime said I'm not funny.
Does he still say that?
He has taken it back and he's apologized since then.
Slime and I have history too.
Slime has history with everybody.
I love Slime.
I love him too. But he reacted to the roast and he was very kind, but I wanted to watch him react to it because he's like an annoying asshole dad who I also want his approval, but I'm also like, I hate you, but I also love him, but I also want his approval, but I also don't care what he thinks, but I also really do deep down.
Yeah.
Like I really do.
I also cared what he thought.
Yeah, I do care what Slime thinks. I think Slime is, I feel he is one of the most creative people I've ever met, genuinely. The way he can string words together to make them funny, it blows my fucking mind. Like, and I wish I spent more time with Slime because I think it would make me more funny. He's one of those people where the more you're around him, the better you are as a human in funniness. I do not send this to him and let this go to his head. But like genuinely, he makes you more funny.
You're a piece of shit, but you're funny.
But you're funny, you asshole. No, and so I watched him reacting to it, and I was looking at Point Crow's chat, and they were like, she's going way too far. Like, oh my God, like she's being mean. And it's like, it's just because my delivery is different. And I think someday when I pursue stand-up more seriously, I think that is what's going to set me apart, is my delivery. But right now, I think it is genuinely unique and dry, that it's just like, my goal is to be like Anthony Jeselnik, but a woman. Which just, he's seen as a dick and a doucher, so I'm going to be seen as a bitch and a cunt. Like, that's just what's going to happen. But it's interesting because I love Point Crow with my whole heart. I made fun of Nandre. I kept making just ugly jokes about Nandre because I think it's so ridiculous to just call someone ugly. Like, and so I just kept making ugly jokes about Nandre, and they were like, she's taking it too far. And it's like, I don't think Nandre's ugly. I love Nandre.
Yeah.
Like, I actually love him.
And Nandre probably didn't get
No, he was laughing his head off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and so it's just funny because even people with good intentions will still decide, no, never mind, not today, ma'am. And you're like, oh, okay. But they'll still never know you.
Never. And I gotta stop being obsessed with that.
Yeah.
Because they'll never know me.
You're a pathological people pleaser.
I am a pathological people pleaser. I so want to please so bad, and I think that when I get in front of a camera, I think people want to laugh. And so I want to say something a little ridiculous. Yeah. And don't get me wrong. Am I faking the things that I'm saying on Fear Ann and everywhere? No, but I'm punching them up.
Yeah, but sometimes.
Yeah, I mean.
Like, we've never been at dinner and you've been like, Hassan, bring your floppy cock over here. Like, you don't.
No.
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
Yeah, I would have never said Hassan, like, was washing his
you don't.
off. Like, I don't say that shit in public. And I also, like, don't. Like, for example, like just little nuance, like on the last podcast that we did, I talked about this lube story where I had ordered multiple things of lube and Taco Bell.
It's funny.
Right? Like, the three things that are true is I did order 2 things of lube and Taco Bell. The thing that was false is the guy that I was with, me, like, there was like, the funny part would be like to have this narrative that I prevented him from eating and I'm a selfish top and I ordered Taco Bell. The funny thing, the funniest part is like how that actually went down was this guy I was seeing flew in. It was like 12:30 at night. He got stuck on the tarmac. I waited for him. I was like sitting there waiting. He wanted a protein shake. I went in to like buy him. I had his protein shake ready and like
that's nice.
Uber Eats. And I was like, whatever you want, like I'll order the food. And he legitimately was just not hungry.
Yeah.
And so I ordered Taco Bell and You know,
Yeah, but
I got
it's
it for
funnier
myself.
if
But
you
it's
don't allow him to eat.
Right. The funnier part is my twinks don't eat Taco Bell. They eat ice cubes, right? But
also, like the street twink bit, like they're actually just his
yeah, they're
friends
literally
to break the fourth wall.
to break the fourth wall. Yeah, like these two street twinks. Yeah, they're literally my friends. They're gay friends that.
But it's funnier to be like random people I met on the side of the road.
Like literally that night where that I was discussing was like literally we had planned to go out together. Like it was a group that we went out with. It wasn't like I met them on the streets. But see, when I think within our community, people know that like there's a little bit of exaggeration there. But once it reaches other parts of the internet,
it's scary.
Yeah, people think it's real. Like for example, people think that I'm flying twinks out like willy nilly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like when in reality, that story was derived off of one singular person.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And so I don't want to go as far to say that like it's a complete facade. And it doesn't matter anyway.
Gasp.
It doesn't matter anyway. People aren't going to like, no matter what I say, I'm going to say something bad crazy.
Yeah,
just going
to go,
you know. It doesn't matter. But like, it's just like any entertainment personality. There's shreds of truth. There's truth to everything that we say, but we're entertainers. So we punch it up.
I was trying to kill a bug.
You know, we punch it up.
No, I agree.
So like, you know, we all do it. Everybody does it. It's a form of comedy.
Yeah,
you know?
You're telling me that not every day when XQC farts that he doesn't slam his desk if he's not on camera.
Yeah, I mean,
You're telling me he doesn't fart slam every time.
But see, that's what people believe it. You know.
I know, it's interesting.
I just can't. I don't know. Like, do you really think that like? I mean, being on camera, like I feel like some of us are. I know it sounds crazy, and this is gonna maybe get us a little bit. This is a little controversial on Wine About It. But I actually think that people. Oh, I don't even know if I should say this.
What?
I just think that some of us are a lot more socially aware than we get credit for.
Oh, that's fair.
Like a lot of people will call me very social, like, but I'm deliberately, like, I know I'm very deliberate and calculated with what I say. You know? Like, I think that people, you know, I don't know. It's just, it's interesting.
There's no credit given for acting. Like, you know, for a fact, like, Tyler won when he's not streaming. He's not just yelling at the League of Legends game.
No.
Yeah. Like, the amount of energy that Tyler has to put on a stream is impressive. Kai is the same. Jinxie's the same. Queso's the same. Like, Queso's always yelling at games. Like, he's very like, I can't believe this. You're telling me if he wasn't live? No.
Yeah, of course. He's relaxed.
He's kicked back. He's chilling.
Yeah, like, of course.
But it is funny when he does it.
It is hilarious. You know?
They're so good. That's one thing I've always wished. I've always wished I could have that type of energy, but I'm just tired.
We're getting old.
Are we?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've struggled with that. How do you, what's your relationship like with age? Is this what Wine About It's supposed to be about? Is this too serious?
No, we just talk.
Should we be more
this is
jokey?
what we do.
Should we say something outrageous?
No, we're fine.
Okay. I just want to be I want to be a good guest for you.
We're doing it. As long as, listen, this is all, a good guest for me is as long as we fill 2 hours, you're a good guest.
Okay, well, that's a lot of pressure.
Is it? Because we're already at a half an hour.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
This is so easy.
I know.
I could whine about it all day.
What's interesting is when I was younger, I was obsessed with like the idea of beauty being sad. So like Judy Garland, you know, she played Dorothy and she was a massive child star in like as close to being like Shirley Temple as possible. Like Judy Garland had a career that was insane. She had her own show. She was in movies, blah, 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 blah. She killed herself.
Oh, yeah.
She becomes addicted and kills herself. Marilyn Monroe, this symbol of sexy and gorgeous and beautiful. And if you actually read about her perspective, it's so fucking tragic. All she wanted was a family. All she wanted was a man to take her seriously, and they never fucking did because she was just this butterfly to be caught. And once they caught her, who cares? You put her on the shelf, there's your trophy, you're done. There's no need to nurture. There's nothing to do with it. And she felt so lonely her whole entire life. Dies of an overdose. Like just these stories of this beautiful tragedy I was always weirdly obsessed with as a kid, and Marilyn Monroe in particular, and Judy Garland, that's why I brought those examples up. They were two people that talked about age being this demon in the background. And I remember reading this, and when I say a young age, I was literally reading biographies at like 10. It was just what I was into. And I remember thinking, how? Why? Why would you be afraid of age? But now I'm almost 30 and I look at old pictures of me even taken 3 years ago and I'm sad.
Yeah, I see that. I get that too. I look at pictures of myself and I was like, wow.
I really
didn't even
had
know
it
the
then.
youth that I had.
Yeah.
But you're also going to look at pictures now, and it's a continual cycle. I've been doing that since I was like 24.
Yeah.
Looking back and being like, wow.
So it's this weird thing of trying to figure out.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
I've really been trying to focus on like just kind of living in the now and appreciating my youth now. It's
so hard.
It's so difficult. You're always like trying to improve. Like I'm worried about losing my hair. I'm worried about this, worried about that. But my relationship with age comes from like my late development, if you will. Like I kind of was a late bloomer puberty-wise, and then that spiraled into coming to terms with my sexuality quite late.
That sounds like probably a complex that a lot of like
queer people
have.
Yeah, but like
waste so many years not really being you.
Well, and like I never got to really have that. Like I was in the closet for all of college. I was in the closet for all of high school. And so now I feel like and then like all of a sudden now I'm like facing age and I'm like, shit, all the things that I didn't get to do, I feel like I have to work double time now.
Yeah, but now I'm also tired.
Yeah, now I'm tired and like, I just like, I want to do like I go out more now.
Yeah.
Like people, make fun of me for going to the Abbey or whatever.
Yeah.
I never got to experience, I'm experiencing all the gay culture that I never got to experience from the time I was 18 through 25. I never got to experience any gay culture. And then we hit COVID. So for 3 years during COVID, there was no gay culture to experience.
Yeah.
So I've kind of like made up for lost time, but I've struggled with age because
you're like, dang it, I wish I was doing this when I was 20.
Yeah, because like, damn, like now I'm older now. But who's helped me with this is Will.
Really?
Has helped me realize that like being an older gay man isn't as bad as being an older straight man, for example.
That is true.
Whereas like, and not to say that like, older straight man, there's beauty at every age regardless, but from a community standpoint, I think the gay community there's a lot of people, like you said, that have shared experiences. So there's a lot of people that are kind of living it up in their 30s, you know what I mean, and 40s.
I think something that's like been somewhat triggering for me, but also trying to like let go of it is like, we all used to be the youngest one in the room, especially like career-wise. I used to be like, oh my God, like she's at board meetings and she's only freaking 20, and people would be so impressed by me. But now,
yeah, they expect
you
it.
see Jinxie, who's 22, and you're like,
yes. Okay. So I have a funny story about, I was talking to somebody's agent, and I don't want to disclose who it was.
It was mine, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was some agent that represented a very like successful, come up, person on the come up. And I was talking to them about like collaborating and working together and doing stuff together. And they had mentioned something in the conversation. I hope they don't hear this, and it's totally fine. I'm not offended by it. But I was like, ooh, in the back of my head, I'm like, ooh. And they said like, what would be cool is like, this would be a cool collaboration because it would be like a passing from the old guard. And I'm like,
you're like, I'm still here.
I'm like, wait, hold on. Like, I didn't say anything, but I was like, like, what do you mean, old guard, motherfucker? I'm still here. You know? No, I didn't call him.
But in your brain,
they're
not
like, they're not a motherfucker. But like, at the end of the
you're
day,
like, hey.
I'm like, wait a second. I feel like I still have something to offer here. Or like a changing of the guard. I'm like, oh wait, oh no, I'm not giving up the keys yet.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's something that I hate with everyone talking about retirement lately, because like Matt Pat retired and I forget whom else. Someone's gonna be mad at me. But Hank Green retired, I think. Maybe he didn't.
He's older though. Is he in his 40s?
Regardless, people are retiring, and so now everyone's like, when are you gonna quit? And Ludwig, I don't know why he does this so much, but like even in his acceptance speech, he's like, you got 5 more years, and he always, I don't get the capping. I don't get then people come to you and they're like, when are you retiring? And I'm like, I'm lucky enough to have this job. I'm going to hold on to it for as long as I can. Are you kidding me?
And also, like, this industry, when we got into it, it was undefined.
Yeah.
Why are we when we got into it, our career was not really even considered something that could exist. Why are we putting a shelf life on something that we've never seen the end of?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Why is everybody saying 37, 38, 39, 40, that's the end of it? Doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
No, I don't get it either.
Because I think we should go until we
don't like it.
Yeah, and our audiences
like
are growing.
A normal job. Like I've moved lots of jobs, and it's usually because I'm miserable doing that job now, and so I switch to this job, and then I'm miserable. You know, you grow sick of things.
Yes, I also, I have tendency sometimes to think, well, like, what am I gonna do after this?
Yeah.
Like maybe I'll be a pilot or something.
Yeah.
Like I've considered, like maybe I've dreamed. Sometimes I dream of a little career with like just a family and just like off camera. But I think I'd be kind of miserable because I like being in front of the camera. I like the attention.
I think the only thing that would make, I mean, luckily in my last job designing, I was able to get to a point where I could make my own schedule. I could do, I mean, I worked really fucking hard to get there, but I have the mentality of you start at the bottom, you get to the top, and that's because that's what I've always done. Also, sorry, dog hair.
It's okay.
And so knowing that, like my schedule now is too full, admittedly, but at least I get to make my own schedule, which is such a blessing. That is the one thing that makes me really sad is I'm like, if I were to go back to a 9 to 5 tomorrow, crap. Yeah. Like, cause I like working. I've always loved working. And I think that's very lucky that I have that mentality, but I hate schedules that give me anxiety. Like it stress me out.
Yeah. I don't even remember the last time I had a job that was like where I had an employer. You have to be here
at a certain time. Yeah.
I was, I think, 19 years old, and I was a waiter, and that was the last time that I remember having a schedule, and I remember it sucked. Because
really, at 19 was the last time?
Last time I had an employer.
What the heck?
I went through college from 18 to 22.
What'd you do for work?
Over the summer, I would do. I would work as a waiter in the retirement home that my grandma lived at. And I would serve the elderly, very wealthy elderly. It was like a resort. It was like a restaurant and bar. Like it was crazy. And I would serve people over the summer. And then in my second summer, I was streaming. And I remember the first time that
really?
Yeah, I was streaming. And
you've been streaming for way longer than I thought.
Yeah, since 2013.
Holy cow.
Yeah, and so I streamed that one night, and I remember making $200.
What? Off your first stream?
It wasn't my first stream. It was like I made a couple $100. I was like, I remember going into the work and I was like, I quit.
Really?
I think I quit. Well, I don't think I quit shortly after that.
Yeah.
I stopped showing up. I think I no-showed maybe once or twice, which was kind of shitty. But like they were like, I was like, I wanted to go see my grandma up in Washington State at the time, and they're like, you can't, and I'm like, oh, I just did. And I just did.
See you later.
And I said, and then I think they didn't fire me, but I just didn't go back after that.
Yeah.
And that was the last time I ended up kind of after college. I moved back home, and then this is crazy. You don't even know this about me.
Yeah, I don't know this.
I'm very private. Not many people know much about me. But I after college I moved back home for a few years, and was supported by my parents from just a housing perspective. I still had to contribute to the housing, but I paid for everything. I've been paying for myself since I was like right out of college. I'd say. Like my parents would like help me like with the housing and stuff. But
that's nice.
Then after that, when I was 25-ish, that's when I got on my own. So
jeez, I didn't know that. Yeah, I when I was because I was a designer, and I would play video games every single night, and very first when I first a very 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 dear friend of mine was the one that was like, you should stream, and I always watched like Sneaky and Bjergsen and I'm a Cutie Pie, and like I've been in the League scene forever. He was like, you're so funny, like you would this would be perfect for you. Plus, like, reality TV, you always joke about how you'd be good on it. So, like, this is reality TV, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'd go home from work, and I was playing League anyway. So I was like, I guess might as well stream. Mm-hmm. And so I would stream League, and I remember going into work often, and we would, like, gasp, like, ooh and ah, like, guys, I made $500 this month from playing video games. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
And all of us would be like, like, this is stupid. This is insane.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like, and we would just like, I remember like often showing my boss, literally, like, I'd pull up my Twitch. He'd be like, how much have you made this week? And I'd pull it up and be like, can you believe, like, I do this for free. Like, what are you talking about?
It's so relatable.
Yeah. It was so funny. And it was like, we would all like kind of make fun of it. Like, oh, blah, 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 you know? And then I remember somebody recommended your show, and I did it.
What was the first one that you were on? Do you remember?
I was on King of the Hill with S-Fand, Ms. Kiff, and I don't remember who else. But I didn't know who any of them were. I didn't even know who you were.
Yeah.
I'd never watched your show prior.
I didn't know who I was either.
Yeah. And so I remember I had to like ask my mods, like, I was like, who is this? Who is that? And this is funny drama you might think is interesting. I was in a Discord group called the Litty Kitties because I had this idea. I've always been a grower. I've always been a climber. Like, I always want to get to the top. And so I was like, oh, it makes sense to collab with people our own size that are playing League. So I found a group of girls. There's like 10 of us. And we all were League of Legends streamers to 10 to 20 people. And we joined a Discord where we'd collab and kind of share audiences. And it was great. And I went in that Discord and I was like, hey, do you guys know who these people are? You know, and I remember this one girl in particular, she sent me this big long list about like Ms. Kiff. And she's like, this is who Ms. Kiff is and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. And that was the most helpful one. And then I go on the show and you thought mine and Mrs. dynamic was so good that you invited me back to Mrs. Bachelor.
Yeah.
Which is funny because the only reason it was good is because he was the one I knew the most about. Mm-hmm. So then I go on Mrs. Bachelor and then I start getting more of an audience because I keep getting hosts and stuff like that from your show because I keep getting invited back. Mm-hmm. And one day I get a DM from that original, I don't know why, but whenever it flops, it stresses me out. I get a DM from that original girl and she's like, you fake bitch. She was like, you didn't even know who these people were. And now here you are, like, pretending like you love them and, like, pretending you've been the biggest fan. Because, I mean, I played a character. That was not me. Like,
yeah, of course.
If you watched my League streams and then you watched who I was on the shows, totally different, right? Like, I'd be like, oh, my God, I'm so in love with you. Like, I've been watching you for years.
I don't remember that from you.
I used to do that all the time. I used to be like, oh, I'm your biggest fan. I've been watching you for years. I remember one time, like, Miz was even like, oh, does anyone here play WoW? And I was like, yeah, me. I've never played it in my life. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just pretending for a show for the sake of entertainment. I'm playing a role. Mm. And she sends me this big, long DM about how I'm a fake bitch and how I'm a liar and and I literally remember replying to her where I was like, I'm treating it like I would if I was cast in a movie. Like, this is not me. You're right. I don't know these people. Like, I don't know these people. I don't, but it's working for this career. And so I'm gonna pretend that I'm in love with these people for the sake of entertainment. Like, yeah. I'm gonna go on a show and pretend that I've had a massive crush on S-Fan my entire life. Like,
were you on his show too?
I don't remember who I was on. I was on everybody's.
I would find people like you and invite you back over and over again.
Yeah, it was a nice, easy, consistent.
Well, because Twitch loves characters.
Yeah.
And they love narrative arcs.
Yeah.
And they love, like, to see people. And Lover Host was such a great way to do that because you could go through the whole show and provide a ton of entertainment and then lose.
Yeah.
And then, we could bring them back. You know what I mean? And then, like, put you in.
Yeah, that was my thing is I'd always choose host on the first one. And Ms. I chose love on, and then it was like, oh, we got to invite Cutie back. She's heartbroken, right? Mm-hmm. And then so you keep finding my back, but then I choose host on everyone. So like, oh, maybe this is the person Cutie wants. Like, I remember that was the big thing, but I remember replying to this girl and be like, the audacity, like what a crazy thing to be mad about. Like, you know, and I think I ended up blocking her, and I was like, hey, this is not a healthy, like, let your feelings out. Like, I will take the heat from you because clearly you're mad. Like, that, you know, you haven't been given the same opportunities. And, you know, I'm happy to even put your name in. Like, I remember, I think I even talked to like your producers and was like, hey, I think this girl could be a good fit. Good, like, I know she wants to be on it. Like, maybe reach out to her. Like, I'm not here to gatekeep. Like, you could do it too. Go ahead. And then, but I was like, this is it. I'm not interested in continuing a relationship with you. You're very toxic. Talk to you later. Blocked her, I think on like Discord or something. But then eventually when I fast forward, am dating Ludwig. So all of a sudden I'm getting more attention out of nowhere. She is in my DMs again, apologizing. Once I'm not on your show with a following, once I'm in a different corner of the internet, then she comes back and she apologizes. And I was just like,
did you ever respond?
No, it's not worth my energy. I don't, even your apology, like it's fine. Like that's the thing is you can apologize to me. That's fine. I don't hold, like, it sounds like I hold it against her, but I really don't. I don't think about her ever. I hope she's doing great. I really do. But I just can't spend my energy on someone like that. I can't even spend my energy on replying to an apology because that's self-indulgent. Then, like, if you apologize to someone to get a response, that's self-indulgent. Exactly. You're not actually apologizing. So if she's actually sorry and she feels like a better person, great. Hopefully she does. But I'm not going to give my more energy to that situation. I'm just going to move on and keep living my life.
Yeah, when you apologize to somebody, it should be to get it off your chest or whatnot. You shouldn't expect anything in return because the pretense to you apologizing is maybe you did something wrong.
Yeah.
Right? And if you did something wrong, that person also has a right, I believe. Like I'd like to forgive people. But just because you forgive somebody doesn't necessarily mean you want anything to do with them again.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's your right.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. You shouldn't have to have anybody in your life if you don't want.
Yeah.
But
people get really mad at that idea.
They do. They don't like that. A lot of people don't like that. And personally, like if I were to apologize to somebody and they didn't respond to me, I wouldn't like it consciously, probably, but deep down,
it's fine.
I could reconcile with it later and just be like, okay.
I've had to apologize to a lot of people. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I always try to go into it with like, okay, no matter what I write here, I need to keep in mind it doesn't matter if they reply. It doesn't matter if they accept this. It doesn't matter. If whatever, it's self-indulgent. All apologies are self-indulgent. You need to clear your own conscience. You need them to know that you feel that way. And then it's up to them how they want to receive that. And it's fine to be self-indulgent when it comes to your own healing of apologizing. But I can't force you to accept it. But I can try to say, you know what? I apologize to Austin. I did the best I could do. I think I spoke to my true colors and hopefully he appreciates that. And if he doesn't, regardless, I have to forgive myself and move on. But it's more about forgiving yourself than the other person. I don't know.
It should be, it shouldn't be.
I'm sure you've had that 1,000 times. You've been in the industry for so long. You've had to have had people that just have said, oh, you're not going anywhere. This is a stupid show. This is blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
On LSF.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it just goes through waves, right? Like the same people that didn't like those shows are begging for them to come back now.
Yeah.
Which I've actually thought about it. I'm like, should I bring some of those back? Like, should I bring back like the Royale, for example?
Yeah, I don't know how you do it.
King of the Hill or something like that. I've thought about bringing some of them back just as a... But I don't know. The Royale is an interesting one because of the political climate, but it's hard it's hard to
keep topics that aren't political.
Right, but that's
because they always seem to get political.
We definitely would. I was saying because the election's coming, that's what it would make them. The problem is that as
I'm not a politics streamer, I'm staying out.
Yeah, the problem
I learned.
The problem is though with that is as the host of a show that is a battle between people.
Yeah.
You have to maintain your neutrality in order to court everybody to bring them on the show.
Which is hard.
So you almost have to compromise your own personal beliefs and a little bit, or at least have somebody on there that represents your beliefs. But as the host, you really can't speak up.
Yeah, that's interesting.
You kind of have to be. At least that was my belief when I did it. Was I'm here. I'm supposed to just.
You're the vessel.
I keep the conversation moving. Allow people time to speak and say their piece, give it up to the audience to vote. And then that's it. I mean, if people don't even know what this show is, maybe by now, but it was elimination based.
Oh yeah, good point. If you don't know what the Royale was,
it was an elimination based debate show where we would debate the hot topics of the week. We would bring 10 people in, and at the end of every round, they'd vote for the person that they most likely wanted to keep, and then the lowest two people on the poll, the person with the highest amount of votes would kick one of those people out. It was the first
time that was my first. The other stuff was fine. I'd always go on your show and I play a character, which admittedly was a bitch and whatever. But I'm so solid in the fact that was a character that I don't feel attached to it. The first time I ever cracked and regret doing something online in a big way was the Royale.
What did you say?
Where I cried.
You cried?
Yeah.
Who made you cry?
I won't say. I don't think it's worth.
Oh, okay.
But I forget even what the argument was. I don't even think this is my problem in general. I genuinely don't care. Like you could, unless it's like life or death, you could argue something with me and I would just be like, I don't care enough. I really don't care enough to argue. That's why I was kind of bad at that show because it was all fake. Like it was fake and I didn't have the energy to actually like.
Well, the argument, if you weren't, you would have to fake it because you may have not been passionate about it.
Yeah, but they were passionate about it. And then, a lot of people you'd invite on that show were actually good at debating and they were actually good at making really good arguments. I'm not. Freaking I decorate cakes, I don't care to be. I've never been a very articulate person. And we were in this argument, I forgot what it was, and I was just like exhausted and I was so over it. And I was just like frustrated. And then the person called me stupid. And it was just that last hair on the camel back, especially like it triggered, like I grew up with dyslexia. I was called stupid for years. And it just triggered this thing in me. And I cried and I left your show.
Didn't I reach out?
Yeah. I cried and I left. I was like, I'm done. Like, I don't care. Like, I really but then that was the first time that I just got fucking.
Yeah.
Can't show emotion, baby.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think I've ever, I cried during our podcast one time.
Yeah, but we cut it out. No one knows.
Yeah, no one knows that I cried on the Fear Hand podcast. What was it for?
It was for stupid comments. Because we were making a joke about you, and you're like, you guys gotta stop. They're gonna go off on me in the comments. And we were like, what are you talking about? And you're like, they think I'm this, that, or the other. And then you just started crying because of how they perceive you. And it's frustrating. It does. Yeah. It gets to you every once in a while. It just does.
Well, especially when you're trying to make these people bring joy to people.
Yeah.
I would hope that I'm not bringing people down with the things
I know. Isn't that funny?
I'm not trying to I talk about what do I talk about? I talk about twinks a lot. I talk about gay people. I'm not saying fuck like everybody else is ugly.
You're making jokes. You also make jokes about how you're anyone who thinks I'm actually mad about a sticker. I didn't care, guys.
Oh my god, I got so attacked by that.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I don't have one thing that the boys gave me from Tokyo.
Oh my god, you threw it away?
What am I gonna do with it?
Wow, that's drama right there.
I know, but what am I gonna?
Yeah, but seriously,
I think I might have the stuffed otter somewhere. But literally, where do you want me to put an anime figure?
Yeah.
Where do you
Yeah.
So I've donated it, which is fine. I don't have the onesie. How often am I gonna wear the onesie? It's
I don't have that
very
either.
fun and it's for content. But so yes, he can give me a sticker because it's funny. That is way. If they all gave me flowers and roses.
Did you take the sticker?
I don't remember.
Because I have a sticker on the back of my computer that says my first time at Disney.
That's funny. Maybe I didn't take it.
I don't know if you took it. Maybe you gave it back to me.
Regardless, I clearly don't care. It was clearly a thing for content.
But people were like, wow, he's a shitty friend.
Yeah. And it got to you.
It did because I was
don't blame you.
That was the first time where I was like, wow. I didn't even consider that people would take this seriously.
Yeah.
But they did.
Yeah, they did.
I thought it was
I didn't help because I didn't laugh because I'm very dry and so I'm like I didn't laugh. I was just like, Austin, you jerk.
Yeah.
But what's funnier, me being like, ha ha ha, you're so funny, or is it funnier for me being like, you asshole?
Yeah, the
asshole is more funny.
But yeah, no, the comments got as deep as wow, what a shitty friend. Yeah. He's such a shitty friend. I bet he's all his friends.
It's
that's how deep it got.
My thing is I've never had again, it comes to a passionate care to type something mean about somebody.
Me neither.
I've never been in a comment of Kim Kardashian wearing a dress that's fugly and being like, you look fugly. I don't care. I just don't care.
Even for people that I feel like maybe deserve it too. I still can't. I can't bring myself to do it.
And so I can't believe, number one, if you were consuming something provided, if you were watching this podcast right now and you freaking hate me, Why are you watching it?
Yeah.
Stop
Why have you gotten
watching
this
it.
far? How many minutes? We've gotten 56
We're
minutes.
about to go to the Patreon.
We're about to go to the Patreon. You got this far and you hate us.
You hate us. I don't get it.
Is this a more serious episode than normal? Is this how they all are?
They all kind of are like this.
They're all kind of like
talking,
chill and whining. We're whining about it.
Yeah, we're just whining about it.
I had something I wanted to bitch about. I put it on my notepad.
Also, we have a secret about how
What's that?
we wouldn't have joined Fear and. Remember, we had a plan.
Oh my God, we did have a plan.
But we're going to talk about it on the Patreon.
Yeah, we are.
We're going there now.
Are
Thanks for listening to us whine about it.
Is it already over?
It's good enough.
I have one therapy appointment. It was a couples therapist.
Really?
For an ex that I had.
Oh God.
And it was to help us through our breakup.
You did therapy for a breakup?
Yeah, to try to like, how do we manage our relationship afterwards?
Oh.
Right?
That's hard.
And we had figured out.
Because you guys wanted to be friends?
Yeah, yeah. And we still are friends.
Oh, really?
We're still friends. We're still great friends.
That is very common in the gay community, based on all the gays I used to work with. They all used to stay really close with their ex. It is a fantasy in the straight community.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's a cultural thing.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, like I think, because when I went through like a breakup, it was like, why do we have to be enemies?
Yeah, it's lame.
It's lame.
It's also like, you were my best friend for years. Why can't we?
Yeah, we had great moments together. We had great times together. Like, he'll always have a special place in my heart.